This Daily Mail. Hey, I made the Daily Mail. This is the first time we've been in the Daily Mail in forever. Like when
we don't want to be in this one.
Why not? I mean, when I proposed to Brittany,
Sir,
the Daily Mail picked up the
this
story.
Is
Now Si gets
we have a guest in the house. It's Gimber, my old office mate,
former neighbor,
a true nephew of America's favorite uncle.
Yeah.
You actually called him Uncle Si before the rest of us.
He was Uncle Si before he was, for me, he was Uncle Si before he was ever Uncle Si.
And now we got to talk about this.
Well, who better to shed light on the real Uncle Si than his real nephew?
This is
who's
true.
not going to get Gimber is not going to sit here and bag Si like Willie would. He's not going to argue with him like Jace would. Gimber actually loves his uncle.
I truly love my uncle, but I truly also don't have a lot of knowledge about the new news that's breaking right here for Uncle Si.
As is typical Si, he takes everybody at their best, right? He questions nobody. With Si Robertson, you get the benefit of the doubt off the rip. So what happened is these two women who were guests on our podcast last year, then a video surfaced of the two of them doing some not so family friendly things together. Now come to find out, one of them says she was intoxicated and she's suing. And that is how a totally unrelated picture of Si and the women ended up on the Daily Mail homepage because, you know, they need clicks.
Well, things went south.
Yes, they did. Deep South.
Okay, this is a family podcast.
Mississippi is the Deep South. But that's what we wanted to talk about. Well, they use pictures of Si. You have to really read the article to get to a picture of Willie. Like
they put Si on the headline photograph of some nefarious.
Yeah, I think that's a good word.
Ridiculous.
Amen, buddy.
Hey,
welcome to the Duck Call Room, Gimber.
I'm glad to be here.
You didn't know. You didn't know this is what we're going to be
$20 million in damages. Oh my goodness.
Hey, the other one was 11 million. I see. I've read too much of this. Like,
You're invested now.
Well, I had to know like if they named Si for any reason, and the only time they named him was like these pictures are to show that they hung out together for months after, even with celebrities, Uncle Silas Si Robertson and Willie Robertson of Duck Dynasty fame. That's the only time you were named in it. But hey, as general manager, when something like this comes across your desk, you got to at least look into it. Like, I mean, I never know now where the next phone call is coming from. Like, you know, we got a lot of people that pay us money to promote their stuff. So you get caught up in some questionable activities, which you're not. Your only deal was a picture, and that's all you were named as. So,
well, if they're going to do that, hey, I took so many pictures that you've got me. Okay. I'm guilty of that.
He's guilty of taking pictures.
I'm guilty of taking pictures.
No, but here's the problem. That's on the Daily Mail, which a lot of people read. It's a big news company out of London, based out of London. So a lot of people, the world will pick that up. So in our comments and on our Instagram and at hello@duckcallroom.com, the questions will be flooding in, or the comments will be saying, Si's hanging out with, I'm stopping there. You can read the article if you need to know more. So we're just nipping it in the bud right here. That's all we're doing. That's why I wanted to bring it up first, get it over. And it is hilarious that you keep, it's funny to me because you see the absolute best in people on everybody. And there's a lot of people you've hung out with that make the news for not so great things.
Yeah.
And that's a testament to you seeing the best in everyone.
Well, hey, it ain't my fault.
No, it's not your fault.
Okay, because, hey, look.
You were just trying to help people.
I take you as I see you.
There you go, which is a great quality, which if more people did, maybe we'd have less articles like this.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
I don't know. So,
I mean, that's a pretty rare article. I'll let your kids read it. Anyway, Gimber, what's up?
No, we got to
back to we got
to address the other one.
Yeah.
Is there another one?
There's one more. The
articles?
All the
fans in the news?
Yes, all the fans are worried about Uncle Si's health after an Instagram post. Si, are you doing okay?
How you feel?
Wait a minute. Somebody posted something else about my health?
Yeah,
no, you posted it.
Well, it's because of a video you did with your oxygen on instead of not having it on. People were concerned about you. So, Si, I'm asking you right now, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Hey, look.
What else you need to know? The man said he's okay.
The reason is, when I was young, I was stupid and I smoked cigarettes.
There it is. Look, one of the comments is, in the article it said he's been on oxygen for some time. He uses it some more days than others, and he said it's from smoking too many Winstons and Nom.
That's right. And not only that.
Oh yeah, here's this article.
And
It's my
domestically.
own fault. Okay.
He didn't just smoke them abroad. He smoked them domestically, too, in the front seat of my truck.
I smoked them while I was in the
And in
States, too.
quantity.
Yeah, I feel like Gimber.
See?
This is why
Backstory.
Gimber's here.
Well, no. That's why when I see people smoking, I said, hey, you need to throw them things away, okay? And this is experience talking, okay?
Oh, this
They
is,
are bad for you.
man, we're getting picked up by all of our people.
Yeah, I was about to
Taste
say.
the Country, Daily Mail. Like, I feel like this is 2014 all over again.
It was,
Wow, what
it was a
life.
slow transition. It went from Winston's to cigars for a while.
You did cigars?
Yeah, well, see, I
Have
wasn't
a-
smoking as
Gimber,
many cigars, so I thought it was better.
Yeah.
This
But
it
podcast
wasn't.
is about Si,
It wasn't.
not about me. So any opinions about any black and milds, you keep them to
I
yourself.
can assure you, size did not have tips. They were Habitampa Gold Jewels.
And they had, I love to smoke cigars anyway.
Yeah.
A
But
black,
hey,
a
back to
black
my-
and mild wine with a
back to
plastic
my
tip,
health.
greatest thing on earth.
Okay, look,
This is our
I'm
first
fine.
ever PG-13. We're definitely not getting a Clover
He's
Award
fine.
next year.
I'm fine. I'm just 76 years old.
Thank
okay?
you.
There you go.
Lived a good life.
And,
And
hey,
his lungs are.
and I'm shooting for 100.
I think you're gonna make it.
And a lot. He's high miles 76. I mean, he's not the city 76.
Well, no.
He's
hey,
high mileage 76.
well, hey, and I got something to say about that. Hey, God didn't create man to sit on his rear end.
Well, what do you do every day?
Well, no, because hey, look, if you stop doing something, hey, I'm gonna be going to your funeral.
Amen.
Okay?
That is a lot of people.
I agree.
I deal with guys a lot at the store,
Mhm.
but the ones that retire and then fish every day and do like you can tell they stay in good shape.
Yeah.
The ones that are sitting around,
They ain't with us long.
dang.
Oh, my grandfather was a testament to that. He was fine until he wasn't. Then when he couldn't do nothing, within 6 months, it was over for him. But,
Hello.
you know, up until that last 6 months when he could physically do so, he was fine. You'd never know it. Then, boom, over. Which,
That's why I'm saying.
hey, I'm thankful for. 6 months
You-
in the grand scheme
yeah.
of things was a pretty short time to deal with all that stuff.
You
so.
can't stop.
No.
Okay.
Can't stop, won't stop.
You can't stop because if you stop, it's gonna stop.
Then everything stops.
That's right. Everything goes south.
Gimber, you've been in accounting before. You've been an accountant before, correct?
I have an accounting degree. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever used Rocket Money?
I have not used Rocket Money.
How many subscriptions do you have?
Oh, there is no telling. Because
Exact-
my kids have access to everything now.
Oh, Lord. Right. Gimber, get Rocket Money right now. Look, Gimber, right here. In 28 days, I know I'm paying for that subscription, but I like that one, so I'm going to keep it. In 29 days, I owe somebody $17.11. I'm also going to keep them because they got a new show I like. But I've canceled all the ones I don't want, so I know I'm not wasting money.
Yeah. And your alerts went away and everything's good to go.
It's fantastic. It lets you know where you're spending every dime you got, and you find subscriptions you didn't know about.
Oh man, and I mean, I think I can speak for just about everyone. It says over 74% of people have subscription they forgot about. Color Me is one of those 74%.
I'm in there.
I mean, 3 out of 4. There's 8 people in this room, so 6 of us have got something we don't remember.
Gimber
That's just-
counts as 3.
Yeah, because he got his kids in there too. Yeah. Oh, but look, thanks to Rocket Money, you can cancel it with just a few taps. Look, most Americans think they spend about $62 per month on subscriptions. The real number is actually closer to $300. That's thousands of dollars a year, half of which you've probably forgotten about. But not with Rocket Money. You can see them, you can choose the ones you want to keep, and if not, you can cancel it in just a few taps. Rocket Money is the personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscription, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings.
Yeah, but then the next month, you just go in there and start canceling other things.
See, and you make back up for it and you get back on track. Look, you can see all your subscriptions in one place, and if you see something you don't want, Rocket Money can help cancel it with just a few taps. The dashboard shows you this month's spending compared to last month, so you can see if you're staying on budget, if you've got certain goals you want to meet. Rocket Money can do it all there, right from the ease of your phone. Look, Rocket Money will even try to negotiate to lower your bills for you, some by up to 20%. All you have to do is submit a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. They'll deal with customer service for you. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/
Duck.
That's rocketmoney.com/
Duck.
rocketmoney.com/
Duck. One more time.
Lord have mercy, Gimber.
Welcome.
Welcome. I'm actually, for one, very happy that you're here.
I'm pumped.
It feel again another thing that feels like 2014.
I love it.
We're all in this office building together.
I had a
that's
good
it.
year that year.
And I got a good question to ask you.
Uh-oh.
What was it?
Okay, from a man that went from running a restaurant business,
Hold on.
okay, to a regular job.
Gimber's had 486 jobs.
I got a
Well,
long resume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Remember when you were running when me and Gimber shared office, he goes, "Oh, back when I was running the eye cleaners, or no, back when I was running the barbecue." And I was like, "Oh, which one? What year? How old are you?"
It's a lot of careers in there. I've done a lot of things that would have could have been like long lasting, but it just seems like change happens every now and then. And
What are you doing now, Gimber?
I'm selling green beans. That's what I do every day.
He sells groceries.
I sell groceries. for a
Okay,
living.
I was like, just green beans.
No, we sell all. I work for Cisco Foods. I sell food to restaurants, which is great.
So now you're on the other side of the table.
Now I'm on the other side of the table,
There you go.
which is a lot of fun. It's using the skill sets that I have, but
Gimber knows some numbers.
it's always been fun. I mean, like you said, there's been a lot of different things over the years, which is funny because when I sat down and saw Saturday, it's like, what are you doing now?
Yeah.
And so, because it's liable to change.
Subject to change.
So-
If and when we have Gimber back on here, there's a chance it'll be a
We'll
different
talk
occupation.
about
Well,
what he's doing next.
And even here, I was at Duck Commander. I was here for a while, but I had a lot of really different roles during that time,
Yeah.
which was good.
And a lot of different vehicles.
and a lot of different vehicles. I'm not.
Grass don't grow under you.
He's moving.
Not
He's half Robertson.
Yeah.
So that's the real question. So you grew up half Robertson, but that used to make you mad.
That's the joke because Al introduced me to somebody one time. And he said, "Hey, this is my cousin John. He's half Robertson." And I said, "Al, you're half Robertson." And he said, "Huh? I guess I never thought about that."
Never thought it that way.
Yeah. He just got to keep the name.
That's it.
But you ended up living with Phil and Kay for a while, didn't you?
2 times.
2 times.
Yep.
And you had a crazy Uncle Si.
I had a crazy Uncle Si. In the early years, he would come into the States about every 2 years. And over a 2 or 3 week period, he'd give us material that we could use for sure till he came back the next time. And then, but say y'all have always known him as domestic Uncle Si. And so, like whenever we were kids, he was in Germany. He was still stationed over there. And so they would come in for holidays, and it wasn't every year, but it was every other year.
Yeah, I spent like 12 and a half years in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, while I was over there, yeah, I didn't get to come home.
And then when he came home, was it like Santa Claus had come to town?
It was everybody would want to come see Si.
Everything the Army had, I got some for my brothers.
I didn't mean like giving out
Well,
gifts.
no.
I meant like everybody was excited.
Everybody
to
was
see it.
super excited because, everything back in those days, it all centered, Granny and Paul were still living by Phil and Kay until early 90s. And so when he'd come back into town, all of the brothers and sisters would get together to come see Si because, we didn't get to see him all the time. And family's always been super important. So, he'd come in and he was doing the family stuff and hunting nonstop.
That was the fun time.
A lot of
You've
fun.
always been the belle of the ball.
Oh, no.
You
Yeah.
know, look at you.
The domino game was the highlight of my coming back in.
Domino's and Winston's. It's really peak America right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. But you, so you had Si as an uncle, and then you had just heathen cousins.
A lot of heathen cousins. And I was probably part of that.
Did you call Phil Uncle Phil?
Well, he was
Serious.
Uncle Phil forever, and then he just became Phil, I guess, whenever Willie and Jay started being men, they just dropped the Uncle Phil, and they just became Phil. But he's always been Uncle Phil, and Aunt Kay to
Okay.
me.
All right. Yeah, I've always heard you refer to Kay as Aunt Kay.
Aunt Kay.
So I haven't heard the Uncle Phil. That's why because Phil's one of those guys. We had this question about a week ago or so on here, and they asked maybe you kids did, if we had a nickname for Phil that we didn't call him. Did y'all call him anything?
Yeah, wouldn't call it to us.
No, Uncle Phil. He was the
He
toughest.
said no.
He was the toughest man around. We were all very fearful of him.
Still am.
Still are to some degree.
Yep.
And
Nope,
then,
just am. No degrees. I am afraid.
He softened a lot. I got a lot of whippings, growing up.
From Phil?
Oh,
Has Si ever spanked you?
no. So I was not a disciplinarian. Now Phil was. Like, it was quick, like swift justice, over and done with.
Yeah.
Way more pain than.
Did you get a whipping for like a tomato can or something?
So yeah, I was coming from the back of with a thing of raviolis. I'll never forget this.
Martin, have you heard this one?
Coming back with the raviolis.
I'm laughing already.
We met at the sheet that was the door between the bedrooms. Jep's mouth was right at the ravioli can height. Hit it. Woke Phil up from a nap, which was a big time no growing up.
Yeah. Don't wake
That's Jep's
boy
fault.
up.
Well, Jep's bleeding and crying.
And Gimber's just holding a can of ravioli.
I'm holding a can of raviolis. I have done a lot of things bad in my life and probably deserve the whipping. Jay sees the whole thing happen. But before he could even explain what was going on, I got the 3 licks and it was over. And I said, Jace, what's the deal? Why didn't you say? He said it was too late. It wasn't
I wasn't fast enough.
Wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, I wasn't fast enough. Oh no, that's why I called him. I called him Dad. My father and Phil, hard men.
Hard.
Oh,
Okay, because they didn't. It wasn't no wait.
Justice was swift.
Justice, and it's swift justice, buddy.
That was.
Yeah.
And no, I noticed neither one of them said fair. Swift.
No,
No,
it was
yeah,
happening
fair didn't come into the picture.
So you got to remember, I'm a youth at this point. You don't get a chance. I never got to sit at the grown table growing up at Phil and Kay's house. So I didn't get a chance to explain myself or plead my case.
Yeah.
It was like it was over before.
Yeah.
Jep's crying, Jep's bleeding, I'm awake, you're holding a bloody can. Well, pow!
Yeah. No, pow, pow, pow.
Okay, pow, pow, pow.
It was always 3 licks.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Phil treated whoopings like he does a shotgun. It's
Empty
going to
it.
go off 3 times every time.
No.
Oh, that's scary.
The one of my favorite times was when Al and his running buddies
Were you
got
part of
in
that?
got
No,
in trouble.
I remember it.
Okay, and it was about 8 of them. Okay, and hey, Phil went. They was at somebody else's camp down on the river. Phil went up there and said, "Hey, Al, to the house." And he said, "And if the rest of you want to ever come to my house again, y'all show up too, and I fix to whoop his butt and all of y'all's butt."
These are 16, 17-year-old.
These are 17
These
years
not
old.
not babies.
I wouldn't even
I
take
mean, I ain't missing nothing.
a lick
okay?
from Phil now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still.
Oh, you would.
No.
I mean, if he come at you, you would take it. You
First
ain't
off,
going nowhere.
I'm
Well,
afraid
you
of
ain't.
it.
Hey,
I'm afraid of him.
you ain't gonna outrun him.
I think at this juncture I could outrun him.
No, not then. You couldn't.
Not then.
now the problem
I'm
is,
saying
though,
today I'm still afraid of taking a lick, but I might could get away.
but the problem is Phil. See, he got a lot of time on his hands now, so he just waits you out.
That's it. That's it.
You gonna come back to your truck?
That's right.
He be sitting right there. It's hard to buy a gift for somebody who's got everything they could want, except we have one partner that makes that possible, and that's our friends over at Songfinch. So I want you to just give this a listen and tell me what you think about it.
Songfinch.
All his antics are off the wall. Every last tale he tells is tall. And when that southern sunset falls, he'll be giving his redhead a call. Yeah, he takes life a little bit more slow.
I think you know who this is about.
Bunkering a running hole.
That's my first ever even to hear of Songfinch.
How wonderful is it? They make you a beautiful song.
That's awesome.
I even snuck honey hole in there. What?
Whoa. Yeah, you can put anything in there
They
you
will
want.
put in what you want in the song.
There's no doubt about it. And like I said, it's a perfect gift for somebody that's got everything, right? I mean,
Right.
nobody has a song written about them. So, Gimber, you heard it for the first time. You should have seen this man because we just started playing and he had no idea what it was about. He starts cackling,
It was a good song.
and this is actually the second one that we've made for him because the first one was so good.
What are y'all talking about?
Your reaction the first time you heard your song.
Oh,
song.
well, I loved it.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
that reminds me because like even in, you know what we got put in the first song, Gimber? Olive Garden.
Thank you.
I mean,
One of our favorite places to go.
Songfinch lets you create an original radio quality song inspired by your own life and the people you love. It's completely unique, personal, and it lasts forever. And it's a super simple process to create an original song. Just tell them who the song is for, let them know the style of song you want, and provide some details about that person. Then you can pick your favorite Songfinch artist or get matched to one, and they'll pour their heart into writing, professionally recording, and producing your original song in just 4 to 7 days. Or you can even add the song to Spotify. That way you can listen to it and you can share it with buddies at events and all the things. Whenever you want to. Songfinch is the only original music platform that guarantees you'll love your song, or they'll work with you until you do. They stand behind every original song they create, over 300,000 of them. So whether your song is for a loved one's birthday, wedding, or anniversary, or even just to show a loved one how much you care, start your song now to lock in a top Songfinch artist. Don't waste another second on more stuff. Get studio quality original song that's totally unique to your relationship. It only takes 4 to 7 days, but the song will last forever. For a limited time, Songfinch is letting our listeners upload their song on Spotify for free, so you can listen to your new favorite song anywhere you go. Go to songfinch.com/duck and start your song. After you purchase,
They got better timing than him, too.
After you purchase, you'll be prompted to add Spotify streaming for your original song for free. That's a $50 value. This offer is only available for our listeners at our special URL, songfinch.com/duck. That's songfinch.com/duck. Don't wait. Get started now, and don't forget to share your song with us.
So did y'all fight a lot? You, Willie, Jay, Sal?
Not Al, because he was old enough not to be involved with it, but
He would
Jace,
start it.
But he would start it and instigate it.
Yeah.
And then but we fought all the time. And then you got to remember, this is back in the antenna TV days. So like recreating wrestling moves, like somebody coming off the top ropes with no training and no defense was very, very, very likely to happen.
Oh, I remember. No, you just hit a bell. I remember coming in on leave, and they was into wrestling, the whole family. Well, when they started telling me about it, I busted out laughing, and they said, "What are you laughing for?" I said, "Y'all do know that this is all put on."
What?
Yeah.
What's put on?
I said, "Yeah, wrestling."
Really?
Yeah. I said, "Hey," I said, "Look, this is all like people that dance for a living. They choreograph this whole thing out. They know what they're going to do, how they're going to hit each other, and they got, hey, this was like, put up your dukes. I'll show you this, like got in a fight." And I told Jace, I'll give you, I said, "Oh, okay. If y'all really believe it," I said, "Hey, go out there and I'll get up on the porch, and you lay down on the ground, and I'm going to jump off the porch, and I'm going to land with my knee in your chest." And I said, "One of two things is going to happen." I said, "I'm going to kill you, or you're going to go to the hospital, and you're going to be there for quite a while to get over what just happened to you."
Yeah, you ain't going to get back up and hit him.
I said, "But you ain't going to get back up and win."
Yeah.
Well, hey, it was mine there. "Hey, put your dukes up. Let's go." Yeah.
And this is an Army
And
sergeant versus a 12-year-old.
Yeah, I had to I left laughing. I had to leave.
Yeah, there was no weight classes or age classes in the fights. If you did something wrong, it was you had to defend yourself.
Where do you fit in? Are you between Willie and Jace?
No, I'm a couple years younger than Willie.
Okay.
Or a year and a half so younger than Willie.
You
and
just
older
got
than Jeff.
whooped all the time.
Oh
didn't
yeah,
you?
yeah. Because Willie was like very mean, and so he went.
Hold on.
Like,
Hold on. Was?
well, he's a kinder, gentler soul now too. But like I've eaten dirt, and sticks, and because of cutting up his baseball cards and.
Willie's
Wait. That's the story.
Willie's retribution now, though, only lies in financial restitution. Like,
No,
he's not going to
that
fight
was-
you anymore. He's just going to go take a baseball bat to your truck windshield.
He gave me a black eye in Vegas one time.
Oh, I know. I busted his nose over a deer in Kansas.
When I cut the baseball cards up,
Why did you cut his baseball?
Because I was a mean kid too.
Well, yeah, if you're
And so-
around that, how can you not?
How many cards did you cut up?
All of
enough to inflame him. And so I was small and a little quick. So I took off running out of the house. But the problem was when I went out the back door, I took a right. Well, the right was the hill.
Oh, yeah, the hill.
And he was way slicker and more familiar with the hill than me. So caught me halfway up the hill and then rode me down the hill till we got on flat ground where he could invoke my punishment. And again, he's learning all this from Phil. So
What was the punishment?
I love it.
eating dirt and sticks.
He just shoved it all in your mouth?
Probably
Hey,
shoving
when
my
you
head
fight,
in there.
hey, there are no rules.
So who was the meanest? Would you say Willie was the meanest?
Willie was the meanest for sure.
But that's just because he didn't have anybody to take out everything he'd gotten on him.
Right. And Jace could take Willie back then.
Yeah.
You know, and probably still, but he could, but Jace, Jace could take Willie because it was mostly size stuff. You know, he was older and bigger, but
And wiry.
Willie's bigger now.
Ooh.
What? I just said he's bigger. You're the one that turned that into a joke. That's kind of a joke towards both of them.
But you can say that now, though. So you don't work for him. What does it matter? No. Say what you want to. I can just say, ooh.
You got to understand that they pulled some stuff when they was kids.
Well, to hear them tell it, though, Gimber's sister was the meanest out of all.
She was, if by far, the meanest people in the world.
There's a look in your eyes. Right
She
now.
hated me to the core from when I was born till just recently. We started getting along a lot better.
Robertsons, man. An interesting bunch.
No, it ain't the Robertsons. It's them half Robertsons.
Some half Robertsons.
Well, that's the problem. Is we're all half.
Half-breeds ain't never any good.
The problem in the Robertson tree, though, is half means 75%.
Oh,
yeah.
From all the questions.
That's only funny because it's true.
So
some
your
people are really
sister-
struggling about
your
what I just
sister used to
said.
beat up Willie and Jace, huh?
Yeah, because she had size on them back in them days too. So it was that was part of the defense mechanism. What was that?
Oh,
That is-
man.
And like they would not have just closed fist. I mean, they not closed fisted punch above the shoulders to a female, but I mean, like it was.
They'd get her with some body shots. that's what
Yeah,
they
I
say.
mean, like, and it was enough to leave a mark.
Yeah, like old Mountain Dog getting liver punched that time.
Oh,
Yeah.
punch
Kidney
her in the liver, Willie.
Kidney.
Man, I love hearing about the childhood from this one. This
Oh.
is so.
That's a wild. I mean,
Because them other boys, you don't know how much they make up or not. Gimber's just shooting straight.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I can appreciate about.
Gimber's, yeah.
Oh man,
But
Well,
so your mom
look.
was your mom is your sister?
Yeah, she was third in line,
Third, okay.
and then so below her was Tommy, Phil, Si, then Jan,
Tommy, Phil, side, yeah,
and so above her was Harold and
Jimmy Frank.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we know where Gimber fits in.
Well, no, because we're all lucky to be alive with all the crap we went through as kids and all the crazy stuff we did. I mean, BB gun wars. Here's the thing. My oldest brother, Jimmy Frank, he played football, okay, loved it, okay. And all the kids in the neighborhood, okay, they all had boys, a bunch of them, okay. And he used to make them play. They'd be crying. And so, hey, shut up, quit that crying, get down 4-point stance, and we'll fit hack the ball. Well, they all got scholarships playing football.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how they all got educated. Is Jimmy Frank made them play, okay, their whole, while they was growing up.
That's funny.
You know,
I wouldn't have
Oh.
made it in that neighborhood.
oh, no, no, that hung you right away.
Would have never made it.
Ah.
Oh, that's
I'm
funny.
serious.
It was a
that's
different
why I
day.
look, because me and Phil, Tommy went frog gigging one night, and Phil had just got a brand new breakdown pellet gun. You could shoot pellets or BBs.
Oh boy.
Well, we couldn't afford pellets. That cost money. BBs was like 5 cents a 100. So we had BBs.
Oh wow.
Well, we went frog gigging, and Phil was up ahead with Tommy. Tommy had brought a brand new 5-cell flashlight. Well, Tommy had Phil's pellet gun. Phil had Tommy's flashlight. And he was up there ahead about 50 yards. We're walking in the dark, stumbling, falling down, all this junk. And Tommy said, hey, I'm going to shoot you if you don't stop. Because we can't see where we're walking, Phil said, hey, you're just going to have to catch up. Well, hey, Tommy told him, he said, hey, I'm warning you the last time. Phil's just still walking. He's got the light on like that. And then you hear, pow.
Done got shot in the butt with a BB.
I
gun.
know, in the back. He just, and when he,
Yeah, a pellet gun.
hey,
that hurt.
Hey, look, the light goes up in the air, and then the next thing is the complete darkness because we're walking on a highway.
Oh, he broke his flashlight for that?
Hey, he threw that 5 cell down and shattered it. Then you hear click, pow, ow!
Tommy done got him again.
And
In the dark.
And hey, look, we're running in the dark. All you hear is click, pow, ow, pow, ow. We go up there, and Mama has got Phil with his shirt off and taking a razor blade and tweezers and cutting the skin, throwing the BB out.
Wait,
Cutting the skin, throwing the BB out.
hold on. It went. It penetrated.
went in under the skin.
Hey,
It wouldn't have made it in that neighborhood.
No.
you wouldn't have made it in that era. Big
Hey.
dog. Luckily, neither would I, but we didn't have to.
I mean, I've shot somebody with a red rider. It's like, ow, and it bounces off.
Yeah, it makes a little whelp for a little bit.
Oh, I said this was a pellet gun.
Oh, it's a real one.
Yeah, this is a real rifle.
I had no idea this is where we'd get to today,
Yeah.
Gimber. I
Well, hey,
figured we'd tell
well,
more
we
stories
live in old
about you
memories,
and
hey.
stuff.
I'm telling you,
You know,
growing up as a kid around the Robertsons, you had to be tough, boys.
Is that a family trait, Gimber? Stuff?
I mean, partially, I guess. Everybody had stuff, and if you had another use for equipment, you got to remember it was different growing up there. Because I mean, like the financial
Gimber likes
ability, I like stuff. The financial abilities was a lot different. So if something could have a use later on, you saved it, for what went on.
What do you think, Si?
Oh yeah.
You don't like stuff as much as Gimber likes stuff.
no, he just puts it in a bag and sits it in my office. That's where size stuff.
Well, that's
is
because
right
I got a wife that she's
She's against stuff.
well, she's against my stuff.
So,
She's got stuff too, but
so Gimber, if you need to go
even,
shopping, there's 4 black trash bags in my office full of size stuff.
Size
is it?
stuff.
It's all camouflage.
I was about to sell that on eBay.
You can. I don't. Most of it got tags on it because like the rest of us, we get all we used to. We don't really have clothing deals anymore much, but we used to get all this stuff, and you'd find one piece out of all of it that you really like, and you just wore that every day.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
the
every
rest of
time
it got.
Tommy come in,
He'd take it with him.
yeah, I'd look around, Tommy, where's my jacket?
Tommy took it?
When I
Tommy
lost
took it.
my weight, I was down at Phil's, and he said, "Look, I'll outfit you." Walked into his closet, and it was 40 feet of tagged stuff.
Yeah.
And he grabbed about 3 pieces. He said, "These are off limits. Take anything else you want."
Yeah. That's pretty much the MO for this bunch. Yeah, every time I find something, be like, well, they got something new out. No, I don't want that. Give me that one.
Yeah,
out
he
there.
didn't.
me the old
Phil,
one.
and Phil wouldn't wear most of it that he got.
No.
They would always getting on to him, telling me, "Hey,
How'd
I
that
gotta
work,
have a
Martin?
sponsor." The
It
sponsor.
didn't work well. You finally just gave up on it.
Yeah.
You know.
Gimber faced that problem. Gimber used to do all that stuff too. The
Oh, yeah.
sponsorships and
Yeah, when we were busy, yeah.
it was wild
He took over that whole ride.
trying to get Phil to do things on camera.
Oh, I needed him to say 3 words one time,
Good
and
luck.
he said everything but them 3 words for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I said, just if you would just say this for me. I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I said, just say this one time, and then you can say whatever you want. We'll stay here as long as you want to.
Yay, Italia. Meatballs.
Anybody that can compare a shotgun to a meatball or a pizza, you know,
It's the greatest commercial of all time.
that never aired.
Gimber, what's the latest piece of equipment you've purchased? That's one of the things I miss about sharing an office with Gimber. He would come in and be like, "Guess what I bought?" And I was
Forget
like,
it. Forget
I got
about
no clue.
nah, forget purchases are boring. What's the latest
it's,
thing
uh,
you swapped?
It's a swap deal. The swap deals are always way more fun.
Good trade. We're going to go good trade, boys.
And look, I learned that from from Willie and Jay's too. That was always the big thing going into Christmas and summertime. Is like, what were you going to trade? What were you going to?
They traders. But
And then I got taken advantage of a lot. There for
but now you're just a Facebook person's worst nightmare. You're looking for a trade and you're gonna win.
yeah. Now I try to. I've learned to value things a little bit more.
The Art of the Deal.
The
by
art of the
Gimber.
deal.
What is the latest piece of equipment you purchased?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I got to think about it for a little bit.
Because there's so many.
Yeah, because it's probably, I guarantee it's probably some sort of bow hunting paraphernalia. I'm sure.
Man.
Well, because he is.
the bow
The
commander.
bow commander.
The bow commander. Gimber had a plaque in his office. I showed up to work one day, Si, and it said Jon Gimber, and he spelled John wrong, which was funny. And then it said Bow Commander underneath it, and I said, "Is that something we're doing?"
It's still on my desk.
Yes.
And my email was GimberBC, which I guess I can say that at gmail.com. And the BC is for Bow Commander. And so I still that's
Be aware,
still
if you
living
still
on
use that email address, you've just opened
You just
up a
got a
window
couple.
to
Yeah, you definitely
to a whole,
just got.
Hey, that's all right. Hey, maybe somebody I can talk to about a swap deal.
Right.
well, swap deal, or he'll share the gospel with you. Now, that is a Robertson family trait
I was hoping for
that-
a cooking thing, but we'll go.
that Gimber is now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, he's always been a champion for it since he turned his life around, but now even more involved over at North Monroe, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're very involved in the men's ministry there and all the things.
Super
there,
involved
so-
in the men's ministry, and then even more so into the marriage ministry. Just because it's got, I mean, the roughest thing about the men's ministry is when you're committing to it, you're committing to it by yourself. And so the marriage ministry lets us do stuff together, which has always been our passion.
I just
go.
remember something when he was saying this about meatballs. Do you have Judy's recipe for meatballs?
I do. I have Mama's
Okay.
recipe for meatballs. I make it a couple times a year.
Okay.
And look, so you'll appreciate this. I think mine are a little better than hers for two reasons.
Robertson, half Robertson. Even if you just half, you go.
Yeah, I
mine
might- so
sounded
look,
just like one.
So Mom was violently lactose intolerant. So the meat she used in there was like 93.7, ultra low fat. So I'm using more fatty meat, which I think makes them a little bit better.
It does.
And then the second reason why mine are a little bit better, they're hand-sized meatballs, and my hands are bigger. And so the meatballs she's making are probably quarter pound. Mine are like thirds.
I need to get that from you.
I'll be
Well, I
glad.
made
I'll
some
be
the
glad
other-
to give it
the
to
other day.
No. Time out.
What?
Gimber, we have a little show on Duck Commander called Commander's Kitchen. I'd love to
Perfect.
invite you. We've had meatballs on this show before that were brought to us by Jersey Joe.
Jersey Joe.
Oh
made
no, I'll be
meatball.
glad to bring some meatballs.
And
for my
Jersey
mom.
Joe's red gravy was really good.
Yep.
But
A Robertson
I've
family
eaten
recipe.
yeah, Robertson family recipe. And I've eaten a lot of stuff that you have cooked, and I've never been disappointed.
Yeah,
Well, I
Mama-
think
so-
that
I'm a
the
foodie.
meatballs,
They're phenomenal.
It would be my mama's recipe.
Yeah.
Humble too.
They're good.
I'm a foodie. It's
'Cause
phenomenal.
I had to just go with what I thought I would like in it.
Well, that's if you produce bad food for our family
There, you're gonna hear about it.
for a long time.
You're going to be out there eating sticks and dirt again.
Exactly.
One thing I did learn though by making them meatballs, there's a lot of work involved.
Ton of
in
work
that.
in it. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
big-
Yeah, it ain't ball up meat and throw them in there. And
yeah.
Get what
There's
you
a
get.
lot of work and yeah.
Well, I mean, it takes you 17 minutes to cook a steak, so I can only imagine what you did to a meatball.
No, it's 12.
That
Oh.
thing dry.
But the meatball, they was actually, they was missing some ingredients. So
But
Salt,
Gimber,
pepper.
you're probably the only half Robertson that ever. There's a love for food from all of them, but you're the only one that ever dove into the food world and restaurant world and.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, you had Willie's Duck Diner. Sorry, guys. That was
Yeah.
as an inside joke.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I
I was really there cooking sandwiches.
Yeah.
so what's always been always all of our get-togethers were centered around some sort of food deal. And then that was always a big spend, in the families, even before, big stuff was like they would want to have like big events, big food. We'd come up from South Louisiana as a kid. That was before you get great fresh seafood up here. And so we'd bring that up when we come, and everybody would take their influence and what they liked.
Are y'all the reason that seafood Christmas is a thing? Would y'all
Probably.
like bring
Right?
seafood?
Yeah,
I'd be
probably.
Judy.
Yeah, my
Oh.
mama.
Judy done that.
I always thought that was the most bizarre thing when I started working here. Like, they're like, yeah, come over for Christmas dinner. I was like, oh, okay. You're thinking typical Christmas.
Well, no,
like either prime ribs or hams or something. I go in there and there's nothing but seafood. And I'm like,
So no, we
I'm not mad at this.
and we would come
Like,
up for
Amen.
Christmas to spend that Christmas through New Year's break, and so
Yeah.
bring up fresh seafood. And by the time Christmas had rolled around, you've eaten so much turkey and ham and everything else. They wanted something different.
Yeah.
And so, like for a while, like even Willie and Corey's, when they got married, like Mom and them would come do the seafood dinners and stuff. And so you had these really, really cool dinners way before that was a normal thing.
That's cool.
And
at
I
that.
don't know who Judy run into. The Cajuns down there when she lived there.
Well, we lived in Laplace. I mean, it was, and that's That's how they did it. Was like if they wanted to learn how to make something good, they'd say, "Who makes it good?
Yeah.
Let's go learn from them and do it that way."
And just so everybody's aware, Laplace is like the ankle of the white rubber boot.
Yeah, that's it.
We ain't nowhere near the edges. We ain't at the toe or the top. That's right smack in the middle of white rubber boot country, buddy.
Yeah.
Laplace.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
That's that truck. Laplace, that one truck stop right there when 55 meets 10.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. 55 north to Hammond, and then right before you get on the small causeway going into Metairie.
That's why I said we're in the middle of the white rubber.
So like we grew up about probably a mile from the Mississippi River levee.
Yeah.
And so I mean we were in heavy Cajun country down there, and so learning and if with food being an influence, we took we learned a lot down there.
That's why I always said Gimber can make the best 100-person jambalaya that I've ever had.
Hey, there's a secret recipe of Gimber's. Gimber's most impressive feature is he's the best cheater of anyone in the world.
How to do things quick.
When it comes to cooking.
I think he's talking about your etouffee.
Oh, it's so good. His etouffee, it makes me feel bad when you cook it, because if you look up how to make it, it's this long, drawn-out process. Gimber said, no, watch this. And he gave me the recipe, and I've cooked that for so many people, and they're always like, man, did you used to live in New Orleans or something? I'm like,
and you say, yeah, of course I did.
yeah, I
that's
studied this under
classically trained.
from Emerald himself, and it's Gimber's. Gimber can cook for mass people and all the little cheats that most people do cheats, and it ruins the food. Gimber's cheats work.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just because we eat what we like, and I'm not going to eat something bad. I'm for sure I'm not going to eat it twice.
And you're going to tell them it's bad too, because you're half Robert.
That's it.
Oh, ain't no doubt about that, buddy. But no, man, this has been a fun walk down memory lane. Do we have what's the emails looking like? I mean, because we can still talk to Gimber.
Let's
I mean,
just
we
talk to
got a myriad of things.
I do have to do one thing though.
We have it.
I got some mail.
Oh, okay. To the honey hole.
Well, it wasn't actual mail. He handed it to me himself. My man Cole, let me make sure I got his name right. Corbin. He wrote you this letter, Si. He has a hat for you that he wants you to wear. And he's from Missouri. There you go. Look at this hat. It's got a moose on it, and the moose also has a butt.
Si, please. Yes, thank you.
Si.
Take headset off. We're getting, yeah, okay. This kind of fits with the news story.
You look good. Corbin, I've done my duty in delivering Si the hat. He's going to wear it every day from this.
Appreciate it, there, Corbin.
Yeah, look at there. So we got mail out of the way.
We got mail out of the way. There's a bunch of letters over there, too. I don't know if Si's.
That goes to Phil.
Never mind.
Gimber, Johnny D's had the opportunity of having the mic in here a lot, and you haven't. Y'all used to share an office. How was Johnny D as an office mate? Go.
So I think it was we were the only two people that could have officed with each other. But it ended up being our gathering spot. And when things were busy,
Because you had the dartboard.
we had the dartboard, we had the couch, we had a refrigerator.
Yeah.
We had a refrigerator?
For a while.
Oh,
yeah,
up
we did.
under his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my stuff.
We had a lot of stuff.
We had a couple desktops in there to test our facility.
I was gonna say you were the only one with bullet holes in the ceiling.
We shot a 12 gauge in the office at 2 different times just to test our security at the time.
He did not come running.
Scared me to death. I was under my desk. I didn't know
What,
what.
they just shot?
No.
Gimber did.
I emptied out a shell and left the wad in it. And I was just sitting there playing with it. I said,
And most importantly, the powder.
The powder was definitely in there.
oh, yeah. No, I
So
didn't-
here was the
you can't take the powder out.
So
What's the point in that?
here's what you didn't know, and remember when we talked about me shooting you in the warehouse.
Yeah.
So we were
testing.
We were gonna test the security and our warehouse. The warehouse people were coming and going. We were gonna go through the warehouse with a crowd of people and act like we were really mad at each other. And then I was gonna shoot him with one of these blanks.
With a blank.
With a blank.
A homemade blank.
And so we
Kids.
agreed to it. We were gonna do the whole thing. But then I said, hold up. The last minute I said, Johnny D, if I kill you during this deal,
You're
'cause
going
that's
to
happened
jail.
before, nobody's going to believe that you were okay with this and that it was a joke.
But then I was like, well, I want to see what would happen if you just got shot with the wadding of a shotgun. So I threw one to Gimber. He said, "Despot, pow." We waited on security. We're still waiting. And then I looked up, and there was a hole in the ceiling.
With a wadding sticking out of it.
Yeah.
The first one, the wadding went through it. And I was like, maybe not.
Yeah,
This is not a good idea to play jokes with guns and homemade bullets.
Yeah.
See, Hunter? And now this office is so stuffy, you couldn't do that if you wanted to.
Oh,
Like,
have you noticed, like, you've been back for a few hours now, and there's flower beds. There's nobody doing desk pops.
It's different.
We got to bring back the edge, Gimber. They've lost their edginess.
nobody fixing toilet seats.
Yeah, there's. Oh, they all come to work showered. It's weird.
Yeah, ain't a pair of gym shorts to be found. Wow.
They tuck their shirts in. I really hate it.
Oh.
Well, you started working here though. You were a fireman.
Yeah.
What?
Another career.
Yeah. When at one point, Gimber showed up to work fresh from watching the Olive Garden burn to the floor. Why is that funny, Hunter? Hunter's dying laughing at the Olive Garden, but
And then
Olive Garden goes.
Then they rebuilt it.
They rebuilt
It was the way you phrased it. That was really
No,
funny.
but Gimber stayed up all night fighting the fire that was the Olive Garden.
Yeah.
And then showed up to work the next day and did not do. He didn't accomplish anything.
That's different than saying he watched it burn to the ground.
No, yeah, I didn't watch it. I mean,
He was
I
working the
active in it.
fire. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you
It was
watched it
bad.
burn to the ground. There wasn't much you
Yeah.
could do.
No,
I
it
was with Gimber when we were asked, "Where's the fire?" by a friendly state trooper in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas.
Oh, that's right.
What happened?
We went up to Walmart for a sales meeting. Went up that morning, turned around, come back that night, all in a day trip, and we were just talking and cruising, and apparently we were going over the speed limit.
Gimber drives fast.
And then when the guy said, "Where's the fire?" I was like, "What is he talking about?"
And
Me
he said-
Gimber were both confused, and he's like, "No, your license plate."
He said, you know how fast you were going? I said, 71. and Martin just looked at me and he said, 73. I said, pretty close.
Yeah.
He said, it's a 45. I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Big fan.
And
Yeah.
no, he said, I've never had somebody be so honest with me.
yeah.
And he let
He said,
us
"Y'all
know.
slow down."
Well, you weren't trying to be reckless.
No.
We were like in between like Sheridan and Hampton there in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas,
Yeah.
coming back home. We were just talking, listening to the radio, not paying attention. You know, I mean, you just get to cruising down the road. You don't see the next speed limit sign, but I just remember sitting there and saw them blue lights. I said, that ain't good. But no, me and Gimber, we were some road warriors back in them days doing all the sales meetings. And
Yep.
Gimber has this one habit, and I don't know if he still doesn't, where he refuses to get a full tank of gas.
Not necessary.
See,
Where do you think I got it from?
I know, but I always
If I learned anything from my time with Jon Gimber, I'm gonna pass another gas station before I need this.
no. His line was, "I'm gonna have to pee before I run out of gas."
right.
And I mean, the man's already peed twice since he's been here.
Yeah.
So I don't. He's
Half
got the
Robert.
bladder the size of a toddler, apparently. But Gimber,
And a 32 ounce of Diet Coke most days.
drinking that Diet Coke like it's going out of style.
That can't be good for you.
But I just always remember thinking, man, we stop like every 150 miles. How are we ever going to make it anywhere? Because I'm more like, try to push it to about 400 miles. Now, when you get out, your bladder is swollen and about to pop. But I'm like the fewest stops possible.
No, Gimber and Willie.
Now, Gimber's all about a fountain diet drink from somewhere.
Gimber.
Let's get a fresh fountain drink, see what their bathroom looks like, and then roll up in about another 100
And
miles.
we'd be going, we could be going along, he slam over, "Oh, that's a good store." And I'm like, "Oh, you've been here before."
Oh, Gimber, I'm pretty sure is who introduced me to a magical land called
Bucky's.
Oh.
Late night coming back from the race.
12:30 at night. Gimber's
Oh, yeah,
like,
he stopped for a bucket.
yeah.
He
Gimber
stopped for a
said-
dadgum bucket.
Gimber said, "I gotta stop
Hey.
here," and bought a 5-gallon Bucky's bucket.
Hey, look,
Boy likes stuff.
I like Phil when he was fishing. Everything floated down the Watchtower River. Free game, boys.
Yeah, but that's different. That was coming to him. Gimber had to go to Bucky's.
Well, hey, look.
We were coming
yeah.
right by there anyway.
But hey, look, it might be a real good bucket.
I mean, that night changed my life.
No, it was a regulation plastic.
Do you still have
5-gallon
that bucket?
You know what? The bucket just broke last week.
That's a good bucket.
Yep.
It was a good bucket.
I used it to keep the pellets from my pit boss in there for years, but they swole up and literally ruptured the bucket.
Oh, they got wet.
Huh.
Yeah, but it had
Well,
the seal. I thought it had a seal top, but I guess it didn't.
Hey, it's a good bucket.
Good bucket.
Best bucket around. Well, look, Gimber, this has been fun. You're always welcome here, by the way. I don't know why it took us 300 and something of them to have you here.
What episode is this, Hunter?
360, something like that.
Good gracious.
56, 356.
356.
We'll
Yeah, a bunch of them.
we'll come back and do the meatball thing soon. On
Oh,
Commander's
we
Kitchen.
got to
That'll
do
be fun.
Commander's Kitchen.
Hey, we got
Yeah.
one request.
Yeah, you need to make some. Yeah, and bring them in here.
Hold on while this is fresh. We did have a request for a pizza of mine to make it to Commander's Kitchen. And Martin has now had my pizza.
Oh, I do need to talk about this just for a brief second.
Martin's had my pizza, and I've bragged about my pizza.
The team of Allison and John David Owen have got pizza making.
Down.
Buddy, when I tell you one of the top 3 pizza experiences of my life, I'm not kidding. He's talking, doing what he does well, talking, salesman. Allison is sitting there with the pizza, building it, asking you what all you want. They've got every topping you could want, some that you didn't even know you wanted. I'm cool with that. But and they didn't have like 2 of them. They had enough where, like, if you really like that, they'd load it up for you. And then she makes it. She says, okay, it's ready. Johnny D takes it, puts it in the oven, turns it, does all the thing, puts it on a platter, cuts it for you. That part could use a little work.
I'm not great at cutting.
He's not great at cutting.
I just ordered a Ninja Turtle pizza cutter. Let's see if that helps.
Quarters, not really his thing. However, it's fantastic. I have nothing to say other than, 9.5 out of 10.
9.5.
Willie makes a
Because
pretty
there's
good Willie makes a pretty good
No,
pizza.
he doesn't.
He don't?
Not compared to that.
Ooh.
He doesn't take the time. These two take the time.
It's a long process.
And I'm telling you right now, Allison is as instrumental in this as this guy
100%.
is.
She
Okay.
makes the pizza. I just cook
Okay.
it.
Because the meticulousness at which she puts your toppings on there, it's wild.
She got a lot of seasonings too.
Well,
and you
Man.
don't. That's the thing. Pizza, like, you can't overdo it. You don't want too many toppings because then it doesn't allow everything to cook.
Yeah.
hard to
It's gotta be
slide.
there,
Hard to slide.
Theirs hold structural integrity so perfectly. You get a bite and all your toppings don't come off in
Yeah.
your mouth at one time.
I'm ready for some pizza.
Buddy.
Hey, what was worrisome is we had to do a different cheese. Then.
Well, you need to do
I
that.
think we got to
If they-
stick.
I need to put that on the podcast
If
menu.
If the Owens invite you
Yeah.
over for pizza night, just
not miss.
say yes.
Yeah, don't miss it.
And
You're in.
bravo on your middle child, Benz, for being a delight for my 2 kids.
Oh yeah, he just
So-
trained them.
Oh, he was
Martin's kids
teaching them
are-
all about Pokemon, but of course he did teach them how to climb their stairs. And I'm like, Benz, they're too little, man. We can't
I think-
now. I got to go home because now they don't want to get off your stairs.
I think we found the barrier in the attic though.
Oh, okay.
We can bring it back.
If
for
we can
next time.
if we can lock off the stairs, we can stay a little longer. But I will say now, I'm never
Them Martin
one-
boys wild now.
And it's a pair of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the pair.
and they never go the same direction. Johnny D got to experience that. They,
Your kids got energy, bro.
bro.
I mean, I've seen them in here, seen them like you had twins. You've been a homebody for a while.
Yeah.
And they're breaking back out.
Now you see why?
Them kids, I was like, golly, Martin, I'm tired too.
Yeah, it was. But Ben's was. They were good. Lottie took out Jackson. That was.
Yeah, we got
funny
it.
They got like a living room swing, which is really cool. But Jackson doesn't understand. He was going to get in front of the swing to watch Lottie swing and doesn't realize the physics of if she goes back that far, she's also coming this way that far, and he got decleated.
It's hard
But
to have
he's
a full understanding of that though when you're 1.5.
Yeah, but he's so tough. He just got back up and dusted it off. And like Lottie was like over there, like wanting to apologize. I'm like, he's fine. Like there's only one way he's going to learn the distance to stay away, and that's get clipped by you a couple more times. So, But no, it was a great time. And folks, if you've made it this far, 9.5 out of 10. I guess there's always something you can do better. I hate going 10 out of 10.
I don't want
I
10
can't
out of 10.
think, I can't think of something you could do better, but
We're gonna.
It's hard to go absolute on a 10. There's very
few 10s.
yeah.
few 10s.
And I don't
I'm
know
fine.
that I don't know that one exists in the pizza world, but for a home cooked pizza, my goodness gracious,
We've been working hard at it.
fantastic.
I'm ready.
And I'm not
thanks.
just saying this so I get invited back. I'm just giving you. I was so all day. I bet you could ask Brittany because Brittany didn't eat all her pizza.
Brittany kept texting Allison the next
Well,
day.
she ate like half of the kids' pizza because only Jackson ate pizza. So Brittany was hungry when we got there. She was eating that. So then she only ate half of her pizza, and Johnny D put it in a to-go bag for us. And I bet I asked her 5 times the next day, you gonna eat that? Like, and yes, I'm eating it for dinner. And I'd ask about 2 hours later, you gonna eat that? Yeah, I'm eating it for dinner. And finally she ate it. And I was like, you just need to get it out of here. I can't look at that and not want it. So
I have a system. You just don't eat for the whole day, and then you can eat a whole pizza.
yeah, and I
Well, if
did.
you eat one pizza, then it's a slice.
Yeah.
It's just a big slice.
Yeah, or if
Like
you don't
it.
cut it. Yeah, I guess you could not
And my
cut it. I had
slices
a
are
piece
bizarre.
Of pizza. Yeah. Well,
I'm going to work
verse.
on that. Romans 6:17, but thanks be to God that though you used to be slaves to sins, you have come to obey from your heart the pattern of teaching that has now claimed your allegiance.
Amen.
God's got you. You're not a slave to sin anymore.
No longer.
Once you find him, go find him if you haven't.
Amen. We'll see y'all next time right here in the Duck Call Room. We're out.